is Lance Isaacs. I'm a superbike racer, and I like to ride bikes very, very fast.
Okay, we've spoken about gloves. Boots. Boots. You definitely want protection that will go at least up to your shins. This is one example of a boot. I know Dainese makes a shorter boot, but that boot goes with the suit that it comes with. What Dainese offers is their shin protection is actually in the leather suit. A lot of the leather manufacturers do have some shin protection in them, but not as much as what Dainese has in terms of what they offer that fits with the boot that they've got. So this is a typical outside leather boot. So your leathers go inside the boot, and obviously the boot goes over. So it has the shin protection on the outside. You want to make sure that it has sufficient ankle protection, also in the heel. The heel offers some really good protection, but nothing's ever 100% guaranteed. You definitely want a shoe that has a nice stiff sole, because when you're riding, you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on that foot peg. So when you're actually riding along and you're weighting the foot pegs, you want enough support on the sole of that boot that'll help you with the input into helping that bike to steer. So when you're moving along the bike from side to side, that protection that you have in the sole is, you got to make sure that is optimized. One of the other things is toe protection, because when the bike is kind of cranked over all the way, some guys, if your feet are not in the right position, and also depending on how far you lean the bike over, the toe does tend to drag. Just a typical example, wearing sneakers is not really sufficient, because when you're weighting the edge of that, so this is more like a typical track day or a track style peg. So they've knurled quite aggressively to give you more grip. So what happens with a softer sole sneaker, that ends up going through the sole of the shoe, and I've seen it happen a number of times where guys have actually had their foot peg actually go through the sole of the shoe just because they're wearing a wrong type of shoe. But you want to make sure that it has decent protection and support, not just externally but internally, so that you don't roll your ankle. So this has got nice lateral support as well. And then from there we'll move on to, I'm going to show you another pair of gloves. Alpine Stars typically was the ones that actually came out with this. This is the GP Air glove. So as you can see, those two digits are actually stitched together. So you don't really have room for that kind of it. Not to say that it won't happen, but you have some extra protection for you not to lose that final digit on your hand. So yeah, no shorthand. Also, another absolutely vital piece of equipment that you need to have when you're doing a track day or when you're riding on the road on an everyday basis: back protector. Most of the suits actually come, if you buy a new suit these days, they come with a back protector. But if you don't have a back protector, this is an absolutely vital piece of equipment. Back protectors are important because if you do crash and you go down and you fall on your back, instead of immediately injuring your spine or hurting all the muscles in your back, what this does, this material actually helps to disperse the energy or impact in the event of a crash. It disperses it across your back so that you don't actually directly injure your spine or break anything in your back in terms of your shoulder blades or your spine. It just helps with some extra added protection. It goes all the way down to the small of your back, down to your coccyx. So I would absolutely 100% recommend that you use a back protector at any given time or all the time. Another vital piece of equipment
is your ears. But if you don't have the ability to go and get some custom earplugs made, you can actually just use normal industrial earplugs. The importance of earplugs is it helps with the drone of the motorcycle. It helps, just drowning out a lot of the ambient noise. Most of the time you've got the bike revving at higher RPM, so you want to drown out those high revs. And also the benefit of having earplugs, one of the reasons why I like using earplugs is because I get to hear what the inner workings of the motorcycle is doing. I've developed something where I can actually listen to the bearings of the engine when at high speed while I'm racing. I can understand what the bike is doing underneath me so that I can give optimum feedback to technicians. Just little tricks that we develop when you're racing motorcycles. The other thing that you were talking about was undersuits. When you are in your leathers or in your jacket, whatever, you tend to find that you struggle to get in and out of it purely because of the sweat. So when you're sweating, the suit kind of sticks to you and your movement is pretty restricted. So wearing a long sleeve and long pant, it could be anything from any manufacturer, Under Armour, or I know Revit makes them. All the suit manufacturers actually make a form-fitting undersuit that will help you get in and out of that suit perfectly. Also helps to keep you cool. They have different materials that will actually keep you warm on the colder days. So you're actually pretty spoiled for choice when you're looking at undersuits. So you can have a different range of undersuits depending on the type of weather you're riding in. Some dispersers sweat better than most, so you want to make sure that you choose the right one. In closing, we've actually shown you how to get yourself properly prepped for a track day. We've shown you what the right equipment is for you to use during and leading up to a track day. We hope that you have enjoyed this two-part series, and please make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, and we will make sure that we keep you guys informed on what the proper riding gear, riding tips, when our events are happening. So we look forward to seeing you in our coming episodes.